If you found my secret tarot channel within 7 days, 7 weeks, or 7 months, you are about to have the biggest quantum wealth timeline jump that you have ever had in your entire life. All right, now this reading is going to be general and timeless. This reading is going to be for all signs today. So just take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't for the next person. If you would like a personal tarot reading, a private one-on-one session, or to join our Patreon, check out the box below. It has all the information it is that you will need. And if my energy or my readings resonate with you, feel free to subscribe, like, and share this video so the rest of the Soul Tribe can find us. All right, now you, in 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months, whenever you come across this video, you're about to have the biggest quantum wealth timeline shift you've ever had in your entire life. And what I am seeing is this is going to be very physical, as it is going to require transformation. Everything is going to change outside of you. Now, I'm also hearing you've already done the work, 111, as soon as I say that. All right, and it's going to come in over here. And I am seeing that there are some sort of I'm hearing preceding events. There are preceding events before this happens. 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months, the biggest quantum wealth timeline shift of your life. Divine Mother, Divine Father, Holy Spirit of Light, Holy Spirit of God, for all signs today. What do we have for wealth surrounds you? What do we have for the collective's biggest quantum leap as far as wealth and their life? What do we have for all signs for the collective on their biggest quantum wealth timeline jump in their life? You're free. Free at last over here. Okay? And we do have authenticity. 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months. Not the number 7. Okay, I didn't plan that one. 7. Look at that. 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months. Your life is going to look completely different. You're going to be free over here. Look at the sacred rebel. Freedom, independence, self-determination in 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months. All right, let's dive a little bit deeper. What do we have for the collective? The biggest quantum wealth timeline jump they've ever had in their life. What do we have for freedom, independence, and self-determination? Oh, sugar, honey. Oh, you collective. Victory, a blossoming abundance. The biggest quantum wealth timeline jump or leap that you've ever had in your entire life is coming on the way now. You have a victory when it comes to finances, wealth, and prosperity. It's on a soul level. Now, I will warn you, as what's coming through in this reading is it does require your life to change in certain ways. Things are going to change. Some of it is going to be very comfortable. Some of it actually may be a little bit uncomfortable. This is going to be such a big quantum wealth timeline jump that it may even actually be a little bit triggering. As soon as I say that, the sensitivity to light and exhaustion. Someone just sends me sensitivity to light and exhaustion. I have no clue what the rest of the message says. But if this resonates with you, when it happens for you, you may actually have an increased vulnerability, sensitivity, things like that. It's still happening. All right. We're going to grab some of these cards. What do we have for the collective? All signs on the biggest quantum wealth timeline jump of their life. The biggest quantum wealth leap of their life. Why victory, freedom, and blossoming abundance? More information is needed, so let's get some more information. What do we have for victory, blossoming abundance, independence, self-determination? Oh, yes, you need to get some more information, and something was returned to sender. Return to sender. Return to sender is bringing you the best. I said the best. The biggest quantum leap of your entire life. Some sort of return to sender. Okay, let's grab this deck. Why do we have return to sender? Why do we have return to sender? Someone was hoping that you would stay stuck. Stuck and then hoping. And then Spirit gave them the opposite. For return to sender, why do we have stuck and hoping? Free-spirited adventure risks. Yeah, maybe someone just feels like you are very, like the Fool card. I mean, you're showing up as this sacred rebel. All right, so there's actually someone here. I don't know, some sort of energy. Why? Return to sender, possibilities, trapped, and hoping. Well, Spirit set the line on that one. I'm like, no, you cannot wish this upon the collective. Oh my God, we have soulmates over here. All right, so we don't know exactly who, maybe was thinking this kind of energy against you, collective. We do have return to sender. They were hoping that you would kind of stay stuck. It's interesting. My phone goes to 5%, and what I heard was they were hoping that you would stay stuck to learn some sort of lesson. You're meant to be free-spirited. You're meant to be a little bit of a rebel, okay? We do have boundaries over here. The audio is going to shift a little bit, so I'll try to talk a little bit louder, where it's interesting. It's like there is someone here that, with the return to sender, it's like just someone that they wanted you stuck to learn a lesson. They're just like, oh, no, they need to learn more, something along those lines. And they were thinking this, okay? Spirit's telling this person no. Do not block the collective. Do not block. Do not put roadblocks. Do not do that. Okay, let's see for you. Collective out there, this reading is for all signs today. Let's see what's coming in for the biggest quantum wealth leap that you've ever had in your entire life. What do we have for the collective's biggest quantum wealth leap that they've ever had in their entire life? Why do we have victory, freedom, independence, and blossoming abundance? For the biggest quantum wealth leap of their entire life, why do we have victory, freedom, and blossoming abundance? Why victory, freedom, and blossoming abundance? Why do we have victory, freedom, and blossoming abundance? What is one card for return to sender? Whoa! Who's thinking this about you? Oh, wow, no, not the truth. Uh-oh. Who's thinking this about you? Now, I will say there's something here about independent wealth. You are meant to be independent. There's something that's meant to be in your name. And it's interesting here where I'm even feeling the energy shift. And it's more of just like a, nope, we're going to set a very firm boundary. And this boundary is very firm with barbed wires. There's something about like some sort of wealth that's in your name, though. And I will say it's judgment. It's in your name. Now, you may have, actually, what Spirit's saying here is you're going to be protected from people who, again, the jealousy, envy, just things like that. You're going to be protected from that. Now, this is actually something I wrote down over here. I was writing down all the different downloads for today on a piece of paper last night. And what I wrote down was you have been given some sort of authority, but it comes with money and wealth, where you have specific instructions. We have the card yes, okay? And more information is needed, return to sender. So when people are just like, no, actually, that gets returned to sender. You have been given very specific instructions of how to use some sort of wealth. And I will say, like, I'm seeing trust funds. Perhaps it's like a business, whatever this is, it is destined to and meant to be in your name. Your name. Where this actually doesn't feel like a group thing. But I will say, I'm getting a little bit of that Joseph energy from the Bible where God gave it to Joseph. It wasn't like, but yeah, it's meant to be in your name, and you will be given instructions of what to do with it, or have already been given instructions. You are also going to be protected from people who would try to take this from you. They do not see the divine assignment that God has placed upon your wealth. What do we have for the Seven of Pentacles, the Hermit, and then Judgment? You got the Truth card for Judgment. And so it's like you are going to be protected from people who say, like, have money wounds, jealousy, evil eye. God said what God said. It's like that people are judging you in ways that God is not even judging you. All right. What God said is you're about to have the biggest quantum wealth timeline jump leap of your life. Okay. And that's what's happening here. What do we have for victory, freedom, and blossoming abundance? What do we have for victory, freedom, and blossoming abundance? Why do we have the Seven of Cups for victory, freedom, and blossoming abundance? Why the Queen of Swords for victory, freedom, and blossoming abundance? Why the Hierophant for victory, freedom, and blossoming abundance? Oh, baby. Oh, you are so protected, okay? Teamwork, it makes the dream work over here. You have nothing to prove to anyone. You have a quantum wealth leap, a quantum leap when it comes to wealth, money, and prosperity upon your life. When I'm telling you that, just say yes. Just say yes. That's it. Just say yes to God, because this is coming straight from God here. Now, this is going to look like you either become like the head of a corporation, something goes in your name, some sort of trust fund, you get some sort of inheritance, you like win the lottery, it's something like that. God has ordained this, and the cards are saying what the cards are saying. The cards are carding. Justice card, the Hierophant. Spirit said what Spirit said, and it's completely divine. And this reading here, it's actually more of just you kind of accepting it. Where, again, like, how people win the lottery and show up with a mask? It's that kind of thing. And you are very protected here. So it's just you remaining in your knowing. Now, there's a song called Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill. And how's the money to turn your friends into enemies? And that's what I'm hearing. Have so much, whatever, prosperity, love, money, whatever it may be for you. Have your friends turn into enemies. The Tower card. Where all of a sudden it's like, who do you think that you are? Kind of thing. It's interesting. For some of you, you actually really need to get ready. You are... there's also another song. I just signed a deal so big that it's a secret. Victoria's Secret, angels dance around me for no reason. But by that, it's... nobody knows what's about to happen for you. Nobody knows. Nobody. Maybe you don't even. And... you have an increase of protection. Again, remember, there's things that are going to happen before this happens. That's why this reading is even coming through today. If you found my secret tarot channel, there is an increase of protection leading up to this before it happens. Why? You need the container to hold it. If this were to come in before everything else, it would dissolve. This is going to happen perfectly. 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months. For all signs, for the biggest quantum leap when it comes to wealth, money, and prosperity of their life, we do have 8 of coins over here. What do we have for the 9 of Swords and the 7 of Cups for the biggest quantum leap? We do have the Empress here. What do we have for 9 of Swords, the 7 of Cups, and the Empress? King of Wands, Vision. So Libra energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What do we have for the Moon card and the Queen of Swords for the biggest quantum leap that the collective may ever have in their life? Why the Justice card, the Hierophant? Okay, the reading is done. You are going to have the biggest quantum leap that you've ever had with money, wealth, and prosperity. This is ordained by God. You've been chosen for this. Wealth transfer. It's divine order, divine justice. Victory. What Spirit's also saying in this reading is there is something very specific, and that feels like truth in this reading. We do have the card Truth. It says 7 of Pentacles, but solitude. Okay? And this has nothing to do with you. God is giving something to you to hold. You're just the holder of this. You hold it. You hold the vision. You're holding the wealth, the money, the prosperity, the whatever it is. But you are actually the one God has chosen to hold it. And whatever anybody else thinks of their own money wounds, ancestral wounds, society, religion, whatever it is, that is none of your problem. And what Spirit's saying in this reading is to start, as the bird chirps, with your authority. Or like start really owning, walking in your authority. Of like just speaking like that, right? Where there's no microphone, but you could raise your voice. Speaking with authority. All right? Now, what's the advice? Why 9 of Wands in reverse? What is the advice? Why 9 of Wands in reverse? 9 of Cups. Interesting. You are someone who, there will be a balance, and this is just coming through as truth. It's going to be a balance of solitude, doing things yourself, and community. Standing your ground, 7 of Wands. And I will say, you are just someone in your life you have to accept. And yeah, you just have to accept that your life, people are always going to think, who do they think that they are? It's like you're going to shock people. I'm going to put my microphone back in over here. There we go. Yeah, your entire life, and I don't know if it's ever going to stop, but what I'm seeing here is, an acceptance. Who does that person think that they are? God's chosen, that's what I'm seeing over here. Yeah, you are someone that, I will say, you show up as a sacred rebel. You are wild. You do have this wildness about you. If anything, perhaps it's also a little bit of protection here. Why 9 of Wands in reverse? Oh, this is your divine design, soul tribe, okay? This is truly your divine design. And why the 3 of Pentacles? Oh, why the 3 of Pentacles over here? 6 of Coins. There's going to be a balance. You do have the 4 of Wands. You have the 6 of Coins in reverse. There is a balance of what you give and receive. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. And that's what I'm seeing over here. You are someone that you do very well independently. You go out, you go in. You go out, you go in. Community, independent. Community, independent. And that's okay. Why do we have 4 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Coins? You are, look at you. Oh my gosh, you have the star. I wanted to say you're a star. You have the Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, the Page of Pentacles. You bring the ashe, okay? You bring the ashe. You bring the abundant, and even if, say, it's not even the money in your pocket, you bring the abundant mindset. You bring the wealth mindset. You bring this energy. Again, this is your energy, whether it's physical or not in your reality. You're the one that brings it, all right? But again, there is something here of, there's a balance of independence. You are actually someone who needs a lot of solitude. It's just, that's what this reading is showing. But you're not completely independent, You go in, you go out. That's what I'm seeing here. What's the advice when it comes to this 3 of Pentacles? What's the advice? Have discernment is the advice. Queen of Wands. 4 of Pentacles. 8 of Swords. The Ace of Swords here. What I'm seeing for advice when it comes to teamwork. Make sure that people can reciprocate your ashe, your ideas, your creativity. This reading is saying that you've got it going on. And what this reading is saying is just having very healthy and loving boundaries of, I'm unwilling to leak my energy to overgive, right? That's it. And that's actually rightfully so, right? Everybody to have the boundary of, I will not overgive my time, my energy, my whatever it is. And that's it here. It's either aligned or it isn't. And that's not a bad thing. But I will say, you know, some people like this, some people don't about you, where it's aligned or it's not. It's reciprocal or it's not. You know, you are just someone who, you know, I will say you got a sword here, you know, and it's not in a bad way. All right. Now, what's the advice for the collective working independently? Oh my God. The cards are just carding, you know, like the cards are coming out. Ace of Cups, we're overflow. And then when you work with people, I see you drained, you know, and so what Spirit is saying is, again, you know, you are the blessing. You have such hidden wealth and power. Like, you have so much to give of all kinds and things. And you are not an a-hole. You're not a this, you're not a that. You're not the villain for telling someone of like, hey, I just can't sacrifice myself, you know, so let's just make sure this is reciprocal, because I just can't be the only one, you know, like giving or producing or creating. And that is rightfully so. You're only asking people in this reading to match your energy. Rightfully so, right? You know, isn't that what everyone deserves? Reciprocity, ma'at. That is what ma'at is reciprocity. Giving and receiving in balance of truth. So like not over giving, right? And like the goodness. I want to feel good. I want to feel like I'm a good person. So let me just give and give. Let's give from a place that is balanced. And that's what I'm seeing over here. Okay, collective, that, you know, the advice for you for working on your own is Ace of Cups. That is what it says. And then for the Three of Pentacles, I will say it's asking you to have discernment, you know, where, but I will say it's in a way that makes other people uncomfortable. Okay, this wealth timeline jump, this quantum leap with your money, wealth, and prosperity, it's requiring this shadow work of you, because really that's what this is shadow work. All right, now, what do we have for advice for this reading? What do we have for advice for this reading? What do we have for advice? Now, there is an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius that you might be dealing with. Look, you're dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Two of Cups over here. Now, they are karmic. And there's some sort of releasing over here where you're free, okay, with the Sun card. Positivity, freedom, joy, success. You do have Page of Cups, Three of Wands here. Now, who is this King of Wands to the collective? Who is this King of Wands to the collective? We do have Knight of Pentacles, the World card, Page of Cups over here. Who is this King of Wands in the collective's life? This might be... This might be a person in your life. Now, I will say this is someone in your life, though, who is taking everything. Like, and it feels, though, like energetically. Why Seven of Cups, Nine of Swords, and this King of Wands here? Why Seven of Cups, Nine of Swords, this King of Wands? Yeah, you're dealing with a fire sign right now, or someone in fire energy. We have the Five of Swords, the Four of Swords over here, where that person is taking so much of your energy, okay? So what this reading is also saying is, as you release this person, we do have Five of Wands in reverse, okay? So this is compromise, an ending of conflict, reaching of some sort of agreement. As you release this fire sign, you're back to success. Okay, but I will say there's someone in your life that's energetically draining you. And I see energetic drainage over here. Now, this is someone, though, that's been in your life for a long time. You know, could be even family relationship, things like that. But this person is, I will say, they're draining you energetically. And they have been in your life for some time is what this is showing. So that could be part of the quantum wealth timeline shift too, right? There's a release of some sort of fire sign here. As you do, things really take off. All right, so that's what I have for you. I hope that it resonates in a positive way. High Priestess. What do we have for some advice for this reading on victory and abundance? Chemistry. What do we have for victory and abundance over here? Okay. Some of you are in an energy of being very passionate. We have ecstasy, we have chemistry over here. Why ecstasy and chemistry for this reading? Well, for some of you, there's like a spark of creativity that's more returning to you. That's what this is showing, because we have return, second chance, opportunity, making amends, ecstasy, chemistry over here. Yeah, so it feels like there's just a divine spark that is like re-sparking in your life in some way, shape, or form. Again, I do see at the beginning of this reading, there's someone in your life that's really draining your energy, and maybe it's the release of them, cutting cords, whatever this is. I do see that there's a spark of life that is returning to your life. Now, what else do we have for all signs for victory and blossoming abundance? Why do we have victory and blossoming abundance? Now, we do have self-sabotage over here. Now, it does say poverty consciousness, big picture angelic help over here. So for some of you, closing out cycles also of the mind, right? And then we do have free will, the map maker of destiny. There's certain things we can't control, but I do see for some of you, it's like really, again, purging out lack and scarcity of the mind. The mental, the emotional realm, that kind of lack and scarcity. What do we have for the ancient souls, for all signs on the biggest quantum leap with money, prosperity of their life? It comes with some sort of healing over here. Now, we do have Mother Mary healing, and then we do have sacred medicine. For some of you, again, I'm hearing the words preceding these events. There will be many clearings, physical, emotional. For some of you, I do see Kundalini, like a Kundalini clearing or burning through for some of you. All of it is leading to what's coming in for you. Look at that life force energy. Remember, was this the reading where it said don't date right now? There was a reading where it said to be mindful of your life force energy. Everything, right? All of that is your life force energy. What is wealth and prosperity? Your life force energy. So, and that's the energy that you share with others, right? The energy that you're sharing with this King of Wands, nothing to do with intimacy. That could be a friend. It could be a partner. It could be family. It could be a child. It could be anything. That energy, that's your life force energy that you're giving, right? When you give a Reiki session. Now, you shouldn't be giving energy, right? It's more of holding that life force space. That's just a practitioner tip. But your life force energy is all of that, right? And that's what I'm seeing over here. All right, we're going to grab just a few more cards. What are some final messages for the biggest quantum leap of their life? Yeah, your life force energy is all of this. Okay? Because we do have divine sensuality over here. So for some of you, there is some sort of message to, and was it this reading or another reading? We had another reading where it basically said, hey, you're about to have a quantum leap with wealth and prosperity, but you better protect that life force energy in all ways, shapes, and forms. That means overgiving. It means intimacy. It means all of those different things. Being mindful of what you consume. What I'm seeing is it's interesting, kind of like a dieta, and kind of like a cleansing, a clearing, a fasting. Your life force energy is how all of this is going to come in. So there's a season, a cycle before this comes in of you actually may be kept away from a lot of people. You may be kept away from a lot of things. There may be emotional cleansings and clearings. There may even be Kundalini awakenings. But that's because the root of all of this is life force energy. All right, so for some of you, you are going to be kept away from a lot of things for some time. Like that 40 days in the wilderness. But that's because of what's actually coming in after that. 7 days, 7 weeks, or 7 months. What are two final messages for the collective on the biggest quantum leap? Now, you do have a man holding a heart over here. My man holding a heart for the biggest quantum leap with wealth and prosperity. Solar plexus. Now, this could be you. This could be a man or woman coming your way. This could also, though, be your alignment, right? The solar plexus, your center of free will, of power, your heart, okay? Look at that, ma'at, okay? Everything is balanced. With the ma'at energy, you put that heart on the scale, and these two are both as light as a feather, okay? So that's the thing when it comes, this quantum leap that you're about to have, when I tell you, you're actually going to enter your villain. Look at this. You're going to have to be the villain. And not that you're going to have to be the villain. Let's not say that. You are going to be in your villain era. You may even be disliked at first. If you were to put the wealth and prosperity and your heart on a ma'at justice scale, that justice scale wouldn't go anywhere. That's what this reading is saying. So any opinions, this or that, it truly is a reflection of a broken mirror, okay? You're over here, you are free, and you are about to have the biggest quantum leap of your life when it comes to finances. Whoa. Thoth, Tehuti, okay, can resonate with you. What do we have for all signs for the biggest quantum leap? Okay, now for some of you, it's actually going to take a cord cut. Okay, prayer, ritual, there's some sort of cord cut over here, and everything comes in for you. That's what I have for you. I do hope that it resonates in a positive way. I'm sending you all so much love and so many blessings to your day.